We want to be there for someone, show them our loyalty. But here's the hard truth. You're loyal, but is he? If you find yourself constantly putting in work, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and not getting the same energy back, then you might be the bottom girl, thinking that one day it'll turn into a full course meal. Because guess what? He's probably eating somewhere else while you're sitting around waiting. He just cared about having someone around to boost his ego. That's a major sign. So let me ask you something. Are you tired of being the woman who does everything for him only to get nothing in return? Are you bending over backward, sacrificing your time, your energy, and your heart, but you're still feeling like you're second place in his life? Ladies, let me break it down for you. If you're always there for him, doing the absolute most while he's doing the least, then you're not his queen. You're his bottom girl. And trust me, I've been there. There was a time when I thought if I just stick around long enough, supported him through all his mess, maybe he'd finally see my worth. But what happened? He kept me around for convenience, but I wasn't his priority. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't being chosen. I was being used. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop being the bottom girl and reclaim your power. What is the bottom girl? I need you to stay focused. She's the woman who is always showing up, loyal, dependable, doing all the emotional labor, thinking that if she sticks around long enough, he's going to step up and commit. She's accepting breadcrumbs of affection, thinking it'll eventually turn into a whole loaf. But let me tell you, that loaf, it's not coming. And those breadcrumbs are never going to add up to the kind of love you deserve. I get it. We want to be there for someone, show them our loyalty. But here's the hard truth. You're loyal, but is he? Is he showing up for you the way you're showing up for him? If the answer is no, then you're stuck in a bottom girl trap. You don't win love by out-loyaling everyone else, thinking that by sticking around, you'll eventually secure a commitment. That's not how it works. Being the bottom girl is like being on standby. You're not the main event. You're the fallback. And it's time to stop accepting the scraps of affection you're being given, thinking that one day it'll turn into a full course meal. Because guess what? He's probably eating somewhere else while you're sitting around waiting. How do you know if you're the bottom girl? Let me tell you. There are some clear signs, and I know this from experience. I remember being with a guy who was always happy to let me support him. But when it came to me, he was MIA. Anytime I talk about my accomplishments, he showed little to no interest. But the moment it was about him, oh, he was all ears. I started to realize that he didn't care about my growth. He just cared about having someone around to boost his ego. That's a major sign. I was doing way too much for way too little in return. That's a huge red flag. If you find yourself constantly putting in work, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and not getting the same energy back, then you might be the bottom girl. Think about it. Are you the one always initiating conversations, making plans, or bending your schedule to fit his? Are you there for him whenever he needs you, but when you need him, he's too busy? If yes, that's your answer. Another sign, are you constantly excluded from his life outside of when it's convenient for him? I'm talking about not getting invited to meet his friends or attend family events, or maybe your dates aren't really dates at all. Just him hitting you up when he's bored. If you're only getting attention on his terms, then he's not treating you as a priority. He's treating you as convenience. You know, there's a really important distinction we need to make. There's a difference between what you deserve and what you allow. You might know deep down that you deserve love and respect, but if you're constantly allowing less than that, then you're never going to get what you deserve. It's one thing to say, I deserve a man who respects me. But if you keep tolerating disrespect, then you're setting the bar lower for yourself. Think about it. What you allow is a signal to the world and to other people, but most importantly to yourself, about how you expect to be treated. If you allow someone to give you crumbs, they're never going to give you the whole loaf because you've shown them that the crumbs are enough. You can't expect someone to step up and give you more if you've already accepted less. It's time to stop allowing behavior that doesn't match what you know you deserve. The moment you stop allowing mistreatment or half efforts is the moment you start making room for what you truly deserve. Now, let's talk about how to stop being the bottom girl. The first thing you need to do is recognize that if he's not stepping up, it's time to step out. You've got to stop being available every time he decides to show up. You have to stop accepting the crumbs he's given you and start demanding the full loaf. It's time to raise your standards and stop settling for someone who isn't doing the same for you. You also need to set boundaries, hard ones. No more dropping everything when he calls you. No more bending backward to make things work when he's not putting in the minimum effort. You need to take control of your time, your energy, and your emotions. If he's not matching your effort, it's time to walk away. And here's the thing, walking away doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. It shows that you value yourself enough not to waste your time on someone who isn't valuing you. Trust me, being the bottom girl is exhausting, and it's time to step out of that role and start reclaiming your life. You are not a placeholder. You are not someone's option. You're the full package, and you need to start acting like it. The bottom girl isn't getting promoted. She's getting used. And I know it can feel scary to walk away from someone you care about, but staying with someone who doesn't value you is even scarier. It eats away at your self-worth, little by little, until you start believing that crumbs are all you deserve. But here's the truth. You deserve so much more. You deserve someone who steps up from day one, who sees your worth without you having to prove it. You are not an option, and you shouldn't be waiting around for someone to finally realize how amazing you are. That's not love. That's self-sacrifice, and you're worth more than that. When you walk away from being the bottom girl role, you're not just leaving a guy who didn't appreciate you. You're stepping into your power. You stop waiting for someone to choose you, and you start choosing yourself. And let me tell you, that's where the magic happens. When you stop chasing, stop waiting, and stop hoping for someone to change, you open up space for someone even better to come into your life. And you know what's funny? The minute you stop giving someone the best parts of you while they give you nothing in return, they often come running right on back. But by then, you won't even care. Because you'll be too busy leveling up, too busy living your best life, and too busy with someone who values you the way you deserve to be valued. You don't have to be the bottom girl to prove your worth. You don't have to accept less to show your loyalty. You are worthy of respect, love, and commitment. And if he can't give you that, then it's time to walk away. So that's it for today's video. I hope this was helpful and gave you some clarity on whether you're playing the role of being the bottom girl in your relationship. Remember, you deserve more than crumbs. Stop accepting the bare minimum and start demanding the full loaf. If he's not stepping up, it's time to step out. Don't be afraid to reclaim your power. You are worth so much more than being someone's backup plan. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more content on relationships, self-worth, and just leveling up. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt like you were the bottom girl and what you did to take your power back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye. Hey y'all, I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk about the book that has seriously changed the game for me. Solving Single by G.L. Lambert. I did show y'all a clip in the video of the book, and I have the description below. This video was very, very much inspired by that portion of the book that talks about the bottom girl. So I have no affiliation with the book or the author, but I highly recommend you read it. I talked about the bottom girl concept, and this book dives deep into what that actually means and how to stop being that woman who constantly just bends over backwards for people who don't deserve her. Everything I said, it's all mentioned in the book. So for me, Solving Single was really a wake-up call, and it helped me to realize the power I was giving away in relationships, and it taught me how to reclaim it. Now, I do want to mention that the book does contain some strong language, so reader discretion is advised. But honestly, aside from that, it's an empowering, eye-opening read that I really believe can help you the same way it helped me. So if you're tired of feeling stuck or settling in your love life, you need to check this out.
I know I couldn't let this year pan out the same. Don't call if you don't.